This video will show us how to draw some regular geometric figures on the inside of our circle shapes we're creating for the Strobe experiment. And what we'll do is take a CD and towards one side of the paper I'm going to lightly trace around the disc. And before we remove the disc, I want to make sure that we try to mark the center as best we can. It's important. Then we'll take that and we'll take a straight edge. In this case I'm going to use a compass since I'll need to use it for measuring angles later. I'm going to draw lightly, very lightly draw a diameter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this shape into 4 pieces, which will allow us to create some interesting patterns that will convert later into some interesting visuals using the strobe light. And so I'm going to line up the center of the circle with my compass and the diameter. I'm going to mark 90 degrees, and then I am going to make a perpendicular line, perpendicular diameter that now gives us 4 90-degree segments that can then be used to either create a square shape in the middle. So if we were to say measure out 2 centimeters from the center on each one of those radii, then connect them, it would give us a square that is centered on the disc that could then be decorated and drawn, designed in different ways that would create some very interesting patterns on the strobe activity. So once again, just really quickly sketch those and then create a nice pattern on that inside square. You can use a repeating or alternating pattern using nice colors with your markers and give it a fourth design which create interesting patterns when you talk about ratios of the strobe light. So feel free to use nice colored markers to create whatever you like. Once again, it can be as regular and geometrical as possible, or it can be as abstract as you would like it to be. Now for the second one, I'm going to divide it into 3 equal pieces, and I find that when I divide a circle into 3 equal pieces, we get a very interesting evolution of designs as we progress through the speeds of strobe light. And I'm going to mark the center of that again. Now I'm going to very lightly again mark the diameter through the center that we've marked. And in order to create a 3-segment circle, I'm going to line my protractor up. And now if we take that 360 degrees and we divide it into 3, it's going to be 3 120-degree segments. And so there is 120 degrees. I can now flip my protractor over and I'm going to line it up again. So here I had 120 degrees, this is 60, and this is another 60. So if I make another mark here at the 60-degree mark, I can use my protractor to make this into a circle that's been cut into thirds. Now this line here can be removed that would give us these 3 segments, which would be this segment here, this segment here, and this segment here, that could then be drawn and have a pattern repeating 3 times. Or you can also use this pattern to make a triangle on the interior, lining the center up. Maybe say we'll go out to 3 centimeters on this one, and we'll measure out 3 centimeters again, and again here. And what we can do now is connect these points that are equidistant from the center of the circle. And that provides a really interesting structure to begin creating a design that's been cut into thirds, either out in these outer segments or creating interior shapes, either concave shapes using these 3 points or convex shapes. And there's many different ways that you could do this. But then outline these lines with different colored markers. You can lightly sketch some things you would like to draw, or just use markers to draw these different patterns, again using repetitive kinds of steps and consistent patterns and nice bright colors. And I think what you'll find is you'll get some really interesting patterns evolving from your strobe ratios to your disc spins. And so when you're done, you're going to take some scissors, you're going to cut this out, and you are going to tape it onto the top of a blank CD using transparent tape.